What is your name and age?
My name is Teresa Power, and I was born September the 18th, 1925.
And so you are how old? How old are
Now,
you today?
89,
And where were you born?
Pembroke, Ontario, the General Hospital. And I was a tiny baby.
Tiny, how big were you?
They said 2 pounds.
Okay. And were you the only?
I was the
One in-
only child born in the hospital.
Okay. And where did you live as a child? Where did you live as a child?
In Ruby, Ontario.
And what are your parents' names?
My mother is Catherine O'Connor, and my father is Thomas McGrath.
And what were their parents' names? What was your mother's parents' names?
My grandfather was Patrick O'Connor and Alice Helferty.
And what were your father's parents' names?
Thomas McGrath, of course, and Nancy Grogan.
How many siblings did you have?
10. No, 9. 9.
9. And what were their names?
Michael, Patrick, and Ambrose.
And the girls?
Genevieve, Anna Mary, Alice, and myself, Evelyn, Anastasia, and Marion.
Okay. What are your earliest memories as a child?
Well, the earliest I can remember is being at school, and Santa Claus came. He was looking in the window, and I was scared. And I ran to the teacher and I said, "Pick me up, pick me up." That's what she did.
How old were you then?
I guess I was 5 or 6.
Okay. In grade 1. They didn't have kindergarten then.
No,
All right. And what kind of games did you play as a child?
I at home. Well, when the girls used to play hopscotch. And hopscotch and ball. We used to play ball.
Okay.
If we could find a ball.
Would there be any different games at school?
Ball, I guess.
Yeah. They didn't have other equipment
No.
for you to play with at school? Just basic stuff. Okay. And where did you go to school?
At Ruby, Ontario, Rupert Separate School.
And that was a one-room school?
Yes.
And what were the grades in that school?
Well, from 1 to 10, I guess.
And did you graduate from grade 10?
Yes.
And is that as far as you went in school?
Yes.
What chores did you do around home?
Well, we had to help in the kitchen, and if we were old enough. Had to carry water from the well. And had to bring in wood for the fire.
Now you would burn wood
Yeah.
summer and winter
Oh, yes.
to cook.
That was
Cook
my
and-
job, bring in some wood. Evelyn's job was bring it in the water.
But you would do the cooking in the
Well, my mother,
cookhouse?
she always did.
In the cookhouse?
Oh, yeah, that's in the summer, but in the winter we moved into the kitchen.
Okay, I'm ready, Mark. Does that mean go? Go. Okay. Anything else that you want to talk about as a child? Any other memories?
Well, we always had a dog. That's one thing. One thing I do remember, and I don't like dogs.
And you didn't like them?
Well, one. We always had a dog.
Mhm.
But he might have come out of the kitchen during the day, but he had to go to the barn at night with the cattle, where the cattle were.
Mhm. Okay.
Do you remember his name?
Rex. Nifty.
So you had a number of dogs?
Oh yeah. Not all at once, but
No. Basically just one dog at a time.
he was a cattle dog too. He'd get the cattle.
Right. What do you remember about your teenage years? Boyfriends,
Very,
girls?
very quiet. We weren't wild and rowdy, that's for sure. We used to go to dances, and I mean, maybe once a month, maybe once a year.
Where were the dances?
Well, at some hall. Or we used to go to people's houses too, and they'd come to our houses.
And how would you play musical instruments or?
There would be a violin, or we'd have the record player. We used to call it a phonograph then.
Okay. And you would dance and?
Oh yeah, we'd kick up a storm. Then we'd have lunch.
How many people would be at the dance? The whole town?
Maybe about 10 people.
That's it?
The neighbors.
So, what are your fondest memories of your brothers and sisters?
We always got along. But I guess we had the odd poor. But we were always, well, everybody was happy. We didn't have anything, so everybody was. You had to make your own fun.
There wasn't a lot of money.
There was no money. My mother said she didn't even have the price of a stamp in the wintertime.
So you would go to church in,
Killaloo,
and that would be how often?
on Sunday.
And after church, did your dad stop and buy you a treat?
No. He'd no money.
Okay, so it was.
We never even thought of that.
Is that right?
Just get home to the warm kitchen and have your dinner. With the horses, you know.
How far would it be? How far of a journey to church and back?
Would be about 2 miles, I'd say.
And it'd be a cold ride.
Oh yes. You used to have these robes that you covered yourself with. I guess it kept the wind off, but they used to call them buffalo robes.
And the whole family would be on the
Oh
sleigh?
no. You take your turn. So many go.
One Sunday and then so
the
many.
next Sunday, then yeah. Plunging through the snow, through the fields, till you got to the main road. I used to be scared skinny. I didn't yell or cry or anything.
They didn't fall or hurt themselves, the horses? No. So they were dashing through.
Big drifts of school.
Yeah,
The snow. There were big Clydesdale.
No plowed roads.
So you think you have it rough, eh?
No, they were pretty good. Okay.
Stop. Okay.
So when did you first leave the farm? Do you remember what year you first left the farm?
I think maybe in 43, I think. Because I stayed at home and I helped after I graduated from school, and I used to go and help a neighbor, an older one, like I am now.
And what did you do for the
Well,
older
just
woman?
to clean up the kitchen and stuff like that.
She was close by?
Yeah, just across the fields.
Okay. And where did you go in 1943 when you left the farm?
Went to Ottawa.
And what did you do in Ottawa?
That was a big step. Worked in the government, in the Bank of Canada. But it wasn't handling money or anything. It was different filing and stuff like that.
And where did you live? Did you live by yourself there?
Oh no, Alice and I lived. We had an apartment.
Your sister Alice.
How much was an apartment in those days?
How much was the rent?
Maybe $15.
15.
15 a month.
And so tell us about Ottawa. Did you enjoy living in Ottawa?
Oh yes. But that was a big step for me to go to Ottawa.
It was a scary time,
Yes,
but you got used to it.
yes. I had to. I didn't want to go back to the farm.
And why was that?
Well, there was nothing there. I mean, nothing for no advancement. If you stayed there, you stayed there and you did. But I never had to milk cows or,
Well, you could have advanced to milkmaid if you stayed long enough. You could have learned that skill.
yeah.
Okay. And how did you meet Dad?
When my sister Anna Mary was living in Renfrew, she was married then, and I was at her place, and a cousin of John's was at Anna Mary's, so he came to pick her up, and that's when we met. He asked me to go to a picnic the next day. So it was love at first sight.
For both of you?
I guess, I don't know. For him, anyway. He thought it was the best.
So you went to the picnic with him?
Oh, yeah. And then from there on, it was, what do you call it?
Whirlwind?
What?
A whirlwind romance?
Yeah.
He was constantly around then? Was he constantly?
No, he was in Schreiber. He was working in Schreiber then.
Oh, he was, okay.
Yeah. Long distance relationship.
All right.
Was that common for that time?
Maybe for somebody. Some of them, I don't know. But it was no good. That was no good.
What do you mean?
Because we really didn't get to know one another.
Mm-hmm.
It was long distance.
How did you communicate?
Right.
Letters?
Phone once in a blue moon. It was too expensive.
Well, there wouldn't have been any phones in Schreiber at the time?
I don't know, because when we went to Schreiber in 48, there was no phone. There were phones, but we didn't have one.
So when did you first go to Schreiber?
In 48.
So you were married at the time?
Mm-hmm.
When did you get married?
August the 12th, 1948.
And you went immediately to Schreiber after the
Oh,
wedding?
yes. Well, no, we went on honeymoon.
And where did you go for the honeymoon?
We went to Cornwall. I know that's the first stop we had.
Why there?
And we went to, well, we went down to the States to see John's relatives.
And you drove?
He had Alec, I think Alec had a car then. We got Alec's car.
I thought you said you went to Niagara Falls.
Well, yeah, we went to Niagara Falls, that's right too.
Now, when you, after the wedding, you went to Schreiber, how did you travel to Schreiber?
On the train,
From Renfrew?
yeah. No, we drove. We took Alec's car for him up back to Schreiber. Yeah.
There was a road to Schreiber at the time?
Yeah, I guess so. Sort of. Oh yeah, there was a road,
So you would have had to go up around Highway 11
I guess.
and around by Nipigon
Yeah.
and back
Yeah,
that way.
I know that. That's right.
And how many children did you have?
One boy and 3 girls.
And what were their names?
Larry, Linda, Alana, Anita.
When you, tell us about your first impressions of Schreiber.
Well, thought it was the end of the world. What a difference from Ottawa to Schreiber.
Mm-hmm. So what was the difference? What was different about Schreiber?
Oh. Well, when I came to Schreiber, we had a wood stove. And imagine that, eh? I must have had rocks in my head.
Well, it would have been like living on the farm.
Yeah, that's right. We had no fridge. Well, we got one after. Do you remember that one?
I remember the first fridge, yes. You had it in Peterborough with you when you moved down
I
there.
don't think so, no.
That old Admiral fridge?
Yes, you did.
Hmm?
You did. I'm sure you brought it back. You just had the little tiny freezer
Yes,
compartment
yes.
in it. Yeah. Just enough room for a box of ice cream.
Yeah. If you could afford to buy one. Buy a
Yeah,
box.
true.
What did you do with the food before you had a fridge?
How would you keep food before you had a fridge in Schreiber?
That's a good question.
You would have to buy fresh food every day, or
Oh yeah, I guess so. And Costas just lived across the road.
the grocery store?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Stop.
Okay. What memories do you have of your children when they were kids?
Well, they're beautiful kids. Everyone was different, but everyone was. We loved them all. Wouldn't give them away for anything. And I was just lucky that I was well enough to be home with them and raise them, because my other sisters were sick when they had a family. So I was always thankful for that.
Now you had siblings living in Schreiber also while you were there.
Just Aunt Annie and
Well, Aunt Annie's not your sibling,
no.
but you had sisters
Well,
and brothers.
I guess Mike and Pat were there. Patty, whatever you want to call
Mhm. And Alice, was she not there?
them. No.
Alice was there.
No,
wasn't
she wasn't.
When did Alice come to Schreiber?
Well, maybe about 3 years after me.
Okay. Now, you said you had sisters who were not well. Can you tell us about that?
Well, it seemed that when they had a child, it was some blood. Blood wasn't compatible.
A blood problem of some kind.
Yeah.
A blood disease.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many of your sisters were affected?
Guess there were about 4.
And what were their names?
Genevieve, Anna Mary, Alice, and Evelyn.
And they died young and
Yes,
left young children.
Yes, they did.
And how old would they have been when they died?
I think there's the back of that.
No, it's not on here. Were they in their 30s or 40s?
In the 30s.
And they all left young children.
Yeah, they left young children.
And you had brothers living in Schreiber also?
Yeah, Mike
Just Mike?
and Patty.
Can you tell us a bit about your brother Patty's illness?
Well, just that he had the operation in Montreal for a tumor.
Okay, you're gonna have to stop that, Mark.
No, you can go.
Okay, just back it up a bit. What was his illness again? What was wrong with Patty?
He had a tumor on the brain.
Okay, and what year did he have developed this tumor?
Oh, I really wouldn't know.
Okay.
But,
Was it around 1955?
oh, I guess so.
And so, what happened when he became sick? What became of him? What did they do with him?
They operated it.
They took him by ambulance to where?
To pay his bladders. There was a plane there. And then they
Okay.
flew him, I guess, to Thunder Bay or Toronto, I don't know. Thunder Bay,
And then on to
Toronto.
okay Montreal. I think they took him to Montreal.
Montreal.
All right. So he was sick for quite a while.
Oh, yeah,
A number of years.
yes. Used to stagger,
And he was just a young man
Yes.
when this developed. Was he in his 20s or 30s?
Oh, I'd say 30s. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Okay. But he eventually died.
Mhm.
And how old was? Do you remember how old he was when he died?
Maybe in his 40s.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Can you tell us anything about friends and family in Schreiber? Any memories? Who were your close friends in Schreiber?
Oh, Irene Murray was one of my best friends.
Who else?
Doris Conde.
You belonged to the CWL?
Oh, yeah.
So there was a lot of ladies there.
Mm-hmm.
Who else can you remember?
Kay Furyk. Is that all going on? Is that going on?
We're recording it. Gloria.
Mary Ross.
Yeah.
That should be enough.
So,
Pause.
how long did you live in Schreiber? How many years were you living in Schreiber?
Well, we left Schreiber in 86,
And you arrived when again?
48,
48 to 86. Okay. And where did you go in 86?
Peterborough.
Why did you move to Peterborough?
Well, Dad had retired, so we wanted to get out, and go down and talk to the down-arounders.
Okay. Did you know anyone in that area?
Oh, in the Renfrew Valley?
In Peterborough?
Oh no, we didn't. Well, just Marion.
No one else lived there that you knew?
No.
And why was Marion there?
Oh,
It's okay.
oh, I forgot my darling son.
Where did he live?
Cavan. Will I say Cavan?
Sure. Okay. So that was close to Peterborough.
And he got a lovely wife. She's got the patience of a saint.
And he also has,
And two lovely children. Mark and Lisa.
So you moved there in '86, and your grandson Mark was born in '85.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And Lisa was born in 5 years after, 4 years after.
'89. Yeah,
Oh,
four
four.
years. So you got to see them grow up.
Yes.
And what was that like, being around them?
Oh, they were lovely. They were very nice children. Just like just like their mother. Oh, their dad was okay too.
So what are your fondest memories of Peterborough?
Well, it was a lovely place to settle, and we met lots of friends. And
You also got to visit relatives in the Ottawa
oh yeah,
Valley,
oh yes, yes.
so it was convenient for that.
Yeah, we enjoyed that time we were there.
And how long were you there? When did you move back to Thunder Bay?
Was that 19? Was that 1911?
2011? 2011.
2011, yes. Sorry.
And why did... Are we on hold?
The sound still is gonna record, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But
Go ahead. And why did you move back to Thunder Bay?
Well, because Linda and Anita thought it was better for us to come here, and they could look in almost every other day.
So you wanted to get out of your home in Peterborough?
Oh yeah, we couldn't stay in the house any longer. It was too big in a way.
Okay. And so you moved back to Thunder Bay, and where are you living in Thunder Bay at the moment?
On Arundel Street, in a senior's
A seniors retirement home.
retirement home.
And what do you like best about being back in Thunder Bay?
Well, I like it, but I miss the Ottawa Valley.
You missed the
I
relatives.
missed the, yeah. But we're here almost 3 years now, so we're pretty well settled here. We're well taken care of. The girls are always looking in on us and seeing that we're okay.
And the girls are your daughters,
Yeah, the daughters, yeah.
and their names are?
where is your other?
The daughters?
Yes, the daughters that are looking after you. What are their names?
Anita and Linda.
Okay.
And does she come to visit? Where is your other daughter right now?
She's in
Why does she come up
Prescott.
to Thunder Bay and Schreiber? And does she come to visit?
Oh, yes, oh, yes. Oh, they're all taking care of us. Even Larry and Colleen,
And he's how?
Mark and Lisa.
And why does she come up to Thunder Bay and Schreiber?
But why did she come up? Because she's got a grandson in Schreiber.
He is the son of who?
And he's how old?
He's 4. Little blonde,
And his name?
Last name?
Alec.
And he is the son of who?
Okay.
So, what would you like your children to remember about you? Or what advice would you like to give to your children? Or grandchildren?
Well, I know that you're always, maybe I'm not answering it right, but you all miss my pineapple delight and my marshmallow squares.
Okay. Do you have any advice for them?
Well, no, not really. Just carry on and be nice. And take care of one another. That's all I can tell them.
If you could give Alec, little Alec, some advice, would that be it?
Do you think would he listen now?
Well, if he could understand from his great grandparents.
No, we don't have to worry about him at all because he's well taken care of. His guess maternal grandparents are just, they love him to death.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you've seen a lot of change during your life,
Oh, yes.
and it's been pretty fast and rapid.
Yes.
And can you pick out something that has been the biggest change for you? Like things that happened so fast in the last 75
Yeah,
years.
those iPods and they boggle my mind.
But you went from horse and buggy
Yeah.
to flying in an airplane.
Yeah, that was quite a change.
Did you ever imagine,
No.
as a child or as a teenager, what it was going to be like today?
No. And what's going to be like another 40 years?
If you had to do it over again, would you change anything?
I might have stayed single.
But you wouldn't have had all these great experiences.
Yes. I'd be still on the farm.
Yeah, milking cows. Yeah. Okay, so you feel you had you're happy with your life.
Oh, yes. Happy. I had a good husband, a loving husband.
Yeah, and
He never slapped me once.
If you could write a letter to yourself when you moved to Ottawa, out of the farm, and you were going to the big city.
Yes, that was scary.
Right. Today, if you could write a letter to your younger self, what would you say to that person?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead and make the move. Don't stay back. Go forward.
Mm-hmm.
don't be afraid to take a
Yeah,
chance.
that's right.
Yeah.
Step out, and I was, of course, when you're young, just coming off the farm, you're pretty shy.
But had any of your brothers and sisters gone and made that move?
Oh, yes.
So it wasn't something totally new.
No.
You had some
Yes.
people that,
But it was a big step.
Of course.
But I wanted to do it. And my parents wanted me to better myself if I could. They couldn't afford to give me any money. Couldn't afford it at all.
when you left home, how much money did you have?
Maybe $20.
That was a lot of money at
Yes.
that time. Would have paid your rent for a month,
Yeah.
put some food on the table. In conclusion, you are quite happy with the way things turned out.
Oh, yes.
You had great health.
Yes.
You dodged the bullet that some of your siblings weren't able to.
Yeah.
A lot of them died at a very young age, and
That was sad. That was sad, to leave those little children behind. But they were looked after too, but so that's all I can say.
it was a hard time for you.
Oh, yeah.
when your sisters died.
Oh, yes. But you had to carry on.
Yeah, and the ability to communicate with one another wasn't there then as it is today.
Oh. No, no way.
Yeah. All right, well,
So be it.
is she your oldest sister?
She's the oldest.
The oldest one in the family? How are we gonna work that in?
So I just want you to hold it up to the camera, or just hold it up beside you.
Or in front of you? Just hold the can. Okay, and we're gonna ask you, who is that, and you tell us a bit about your sister. Do you remember anything about her?
Oh, yeah.
Who is she?
Genevieve.
And who is she?
Genevieve McGrath.
Who is she?
She was born on November the 26th, 1917. And she died July the 18th, 48. So just a month before John and I got married.
And she was your oldest sister?
Older sister.
And how many children did she have?
One boy.
And his name is?
Barry McNulty. He lives in Renfrew.
Oh, and did he move to Renfrew? I thought he was living in
Well,
Ottawa.
the grandparents took him after she died. And he was raised down in Renfrew someplace. But he was well looked after too.
All right.
And who is this?
Oh, look the back, on the back. Did you look on the back?
Yeah.
Oh, hold that.
Same thing?
I
Yeah.
don't like him.
Why is that?
He was married 3 times, the old, I won't say.
You can say. And that was your,
That was my great grandfather.
and his name?
Thomas McGrath, what else?
Do you know where he is in that picture?
Where was that picture taken?
I got that from, Alec and Mary. And Mary Galen.
Okay. So it was taken somewhere on the farm.
I guess so. He had his best suit on.
He looks like he's sleeping.
He wasn't asleep. He was chasing women.
He was worn out.
Are you taking my picture? Are you taking my picture?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you taking my picture?
When?
We're video. You're still being video.
Oh, but
You'll be in big trouble now. All right, I think.
well, you're not going to put this in a Schreiber paper or anything.
No. This is strictly for family.
Do you want that picture?
Just put it there with the book for now.
Is there anything else in that book you'd like to show?
I don't think so.
What is that book, Grandma?
Hmm?
What is that book?
It's it's the family. What do you call it? Ancestors.
It's a family tree book.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Information about different members of the family. And
Yeah, but
different
there's
events.
other families in here too.
Oh, okay. All right, well, I think that's, we'll conclude with that.
I'm free.